What is up, people? This is your guy, the eccentric geek, the nomad, the nobody, and the eccentric person. Here for you, mysteriously, the trailer breakdown of Spider-Man No Way Home.
I can't save everyone.
Hello, Peter.
So our first shot is literally the recounts of events of how Peter got bit by the spider and the all sorts of origin stories. But then we get all the shots that we wanted to see. Then it all the same happens like we saw in the first trailer when Peter gets in the home of Doctor Strange and asks him to revert all the things back to normal and how it should be. But we know Doctor Strange literally just sets everything apart, like ripping apart multiverse, things like that. As you saw in the last leak footage, is that Peter was wearing the black and red suit, but now it is literally confirmed that he's wearing the Iron Spider suit, not this one Iron Spider, but the black one, which he made on the alternate version of himself, where he was a billionaire. It happens in the comics, and some people know that, right? So I think after that, when Peter fights Dr. Octopus, he will literally lose and Peter will get him captive, but it will be a hard fight and Doc Ock will figure out that he's not the Peter Parker that he used to know and he's not that. But we also see that the Peter is wearing the Iron Spider suit and he didn't get the full MK2 suit like he did in the scenes before that. If you look at this scene that Peter is having the magicy thing in his hands like Doctor Strange do when he casts some spells, and behind him we can see Electro charging up. Looks like this is a scene from where Peter is fighting and kinda I can guess he's losing this fight and Doctor Strange is giving him a buff or to boost up his whatever the physical abilities, and he is now wearing the MK2 suit. After this, some literal interesting scene happens, like when Peter is fighting on the bridge, the Doctor Strange is narrating the all events, and he's saying that they all, these all villains die fighting the Spider-Man, and this is kind of fishy. Our Peter is not a anti-hero; he's a superhero, and he always spares the villain. But he's saying a completely different thing that they died all fighting the Spider-Man. The Spider-Man, how did they die? This is a burning question, man. And how like was how all they did end up here? Like how? We can see Peter holding a artifact which is little like Eye of Agamotto, and Doctor Strange is also wearing Eye of Agamotto. And last we saw him, he gave the Infinity Stone to Thanos, and he didn't wear that after that, but he's wearing that, and I think it's a decoy to fool people that there is still the time stone here. And in the comics, he wears the Eye of Agamotto, but it's a different thing in comics. It's a pendant which allows him to control his and conceal his all powers into one, and every Sorcerer Supreme wears that. This is a thing, and the next thing, which is Electro in his full form, and man, he's looking comic accurate. Like, look at this picture. It's the real thing that he first wore when he got introduced in comics. It's the same one, like in the February 1964, the Electro. Is the star and all this Jamie Foxx is wearing. It was not that. He was blue in Amazing Spider-Man, as we all remember. But he's not the same here. And if you look at all this shit, the Statue of Liberty and the fight where it takes place, and after the Sinister Six is all involved, and there's a scene where you can see that Lizard is jumping, but it's all cut in the American trailer. But in the Brazil trailer, it is all here, and Brazil and the Lizard is getting kicked in face, and it's not shown. You are hiding something, Marvel. You're hiding something, Andrew. You're really dead.
And it's a Photoshop.
We say no.
I'm trying to manage expectations. You say no. Oh, you say no. Yeah.
We're saying no. We're
I'm
saying
just
they
trying
should
to manage
reshoot the film.
expectations.
They should reshoot. They gotta reshoot.
If you look at it, when the goblin arrives and attacks Peter, he's storming and he's charging his way through Peter. And if you take a close look, he's not wearing his goblin mask. It's a human face, and I think it will be Amazing Spider-Man's to Dane DeHaan's version of Goblin. Well, it's a guess, but I think I'm wrong. It's Willem Dafoe, but I think it will be Amazing Spider-Man 2 Goblin. And the fight, it also takes place. Peter is wearing a different suit. The patterns are not same like in the Iron Spider of the Infinity War Iron Spider, but yeah, it's a different thing. So far, we have seen this trailer. We only have seen Lizard jumping at Peter, Electro getting all raised up, and Doctor Octopus looks like he's gonna be the ally, but soon will turn villain again. And then we have Sandman, he's all over the place, and then we have Green Goblin charging his way through. There is only five. Where is the sixth one? And that's a burning question. The sixth one, I guess, will be, if you look at the comics, it can be Kraven. Kraven is good, but if you take a closer look, it can be Vulture. Vulture can blast his way through the jail, getting all revenge up for Peter, and but it can be wrong because Vulture was ally at the end of Homecoming. He was not. He didn't have that motive of killing Peter. I think he became a good guy, but it can still happen. Oh, come on, don't do that again. MJ literally falling like you. We know that where it is from. It's Amazing Spider-Man 2 and how they kill Gwen Stacy and they're doing it to MJ. Why it is also kind of recreating. The scenes are all recreating. It's like it's all happening again. The Spider-Man 2 train fight, but it is on the bridge and MJ falling. It's all literally reforming on my thoughts. And Doctor Strange saying the multiverse is tearing apart. I think it's affecting the events and it is kind of recreating, but I think that this will be seen when Andrew and Toby will take their entry and fight alongside him, and then we will get a conversation of how it all happened, stuff like that, and how the villains got all here, but not by Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? But Doctor Strange teared up the reality, but they sort of have a source to get there. If you remember, that first trailer had some many scenes of Peter confessing that he's not Spider-Man and he didn't kill Mysterio and all this, you know, code-based things, that it's a crime, everything, and but we didn't get to see much of that in the trailer. It's like all the recountings, but it didn't have that police investigations. And if you are well aware that Matt Murdock is also here and he's looking very good. And in the set footages, he's talking with Peter, and it's leaked, or I guess it's rumors, but it's just set leaked footages, so we have to believe that. And it is very very obvious that Matt Murdock will help Spider-Man. He always does in the animated series and the comics. He's always there, and Matt Murdock is here in the MCU. Props to you, Charlie Cox. And we didn't get to see much of him in the trailer, and it was confirmed that he will appear. But why? Why we didn't get to see that? I think we will see it in the movie, I guess, or a next trailer for the increased hype. We will not know, but So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and a big subscribe finger. I don't know what I'm saying. You know the cliche stuff. And share it among your friends and fans of Spidey and everything. Until then, I will meet you later. And if there is another trailer, I'm here to break down it. Geek out.